I'm sorry, it won't let me pump more than one at once. I'm sorry. I know you're tired, but I had to do it to him, man. I had to lay it down. Corpses will tear us apart. That sounds like Night of the Living Dead. Alright, now we're getting a little... Welcome back, everybody, to the show. I am your host, as always, Jay Villain, aka That Villain J, and tonight we have a very special treat for you. Yes, we do. Because tonight, we are going to be running Orzhov Exile Skeletons. Oh yeah, we're throwing everything in the pot today. We're going with our classic skeleton shell, but we're going to bring something a little bit more spicy to it, including this, Ketramose The New Dawn. We're going to be playing it the J way. No Sunfall or anything like that, but with a lot of exile removal so we can keep the flow of cards going, the lifelink going up, the life going up, and our opponents going down. So we're going to be doing a lot of fun stuff with this one. So before we get down to this one, guys, Orzhov Skeletons Madness here, I need you to do something for me, which is, of course, tenderly press that like button, gently press that subscribe button, because if you don't press that like and subscribe button, guys, I'm going to be honest with you, you're going to get attacked by the like and subscribe. It's just going to happen. It's a YouTube werewolf who will viciously maul you and attack you for not liking the video and subscribing to the channel today. Yeah, you gotta do it. Join us on a stream every night at twitch.tv/thatvillainj for our live streaming goodness. We would love to have you live in person on the stream, on YouTube or on Twitch. Either one of those. Twitch link is down there below. Hit the bell, you'll be notified when we go live on either one. You won't miss a stream. Check out our Discord community for all the latest news, information, post your decks, post memes, ask questions. Yeah, we'd love to have you there. It's where our community lives. And of course, this deck and all the other decks that I build are going to be available down below on my AetherHub. So if you want a copy of this crazy thing, go right down there to the AetherHub. So as you can see, the Void. You can already see that there's no 4-drops in this. It's only 1, 2, and 3, and mostly 2s. So first things first, we're going to be talking about Ketramose. This is going to be the main thing that I'm trying to add to this skeleton shell. He is the New Dawn. He is crazy looking. He loves exiled cards. So that is why we're going with a ton of exile here. Elspeth Smite is going to be our first one. 3 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. If it would die, exile it instead. We love that. We love to see Elish Norn get cut down by Elspeth, who has made a business of smiting gods. The fun thing about this one is it's really useful against mono red. Any of those exploding cards, they don't get to explode, they get exiled, and that's what we want. We want that exile, we want that 3 damage. Very, very useful card right there. And then we start with the 1-drop skeletons, Forsaken Miner. Now you're going to say, Jay, I see in here that you're exiling graveyards. You might not want to run this. Well, we don't always get to exile the graveyard, and he's a good one to discard occasionally. Sometimes we can do the Bitter Triumph, discard him and immediately replay him because I targeted him. So he's not terrible to bring back. We do occasionally get to bring him back. He's also a great 2/2 that can't block for 1 black as a skeleton rogue, and he gets to come back when we commit a crime. So he has some nice recursion. He has some very good recursion on him when we're allowed to do it, and he's a nice 1-drop body that can start putting down damage very quickly that they have to deal with. So that's all the 1-drops right there, okay? We're starting to go with the 2-drops. Let's go with skeletons first. I'm throwing a Tiny Bones Bauble Bargler in there. Just 1. If you want to do a little bit more Tiny Bones, I'm not mad at you. 1 black and 1. This is a Foundations. Because whenever an opponent discards, you exile it from their graveyard. So that's a fun way to get more exile with a stash counter. And then you can play those cards from exile. You can also pay 1 black and 3. Each opponent discards a card to force exile. So that actually, this skeleton actually feeds into the exile of Ketramose right there. It's actually very, very good synergy. Only 1 of them. You could do more. You could do 2. I don't think you need more than that. The other skeleton we're going to be running is Case of the Stashed Skeleton. People underestimate this card a lot. It is a tutor card. 1 black and 1 2/1 black skeleton creature token with Suspect. Now Suspect is interesting. That gives it menace, but also cannot block. A 2/1 that people can't block this early in the game is actually pretty useful. What that means is it needs 2 creatures to block it, which usually means that they're going to sacrifice 1 of them. The thing about losing the token, the skeleton token that we get here, is that if we solve this case, meaning that we control no suspected skeletons, we solve it. 1 black and 1, sacrifice this case, search your library for a card, put it in your hand, then activate, then shuffle. So we can search for any card that we want if we don't hold suspected skeletons anymore, which is actually really, really cool, because we are punishing our opponent for killing one of our aggressive cards. We get to search for something again right there. So those are our skeletons, all right? The other creature that we're going to be running is Misery Shadow. Everybody forgets about Misery Shadow. He is an awesome card. He has some of the classic kind of classic MTG art, just very kind of oil painting-esque, vaguely evocative of what it is. 1 black and 1, 2/2. If a creature an opponent controls would die, exile it instead. You see how everything's going into exile? That's why we call this the Void. This creature gets +1/+1 end of the end of turn. He is insanely pumpable, so he grows with the game. Very useful for him. You know, turn 5, turn 6, he's swinging in at like an 8/8, which is extremely cool, potentially. And of course, anything that dies becomes exiled as well. So that's another body on the board that we're going to be running a Shade right there. For removal, now we're going to talk about all of our removal, because we got to fill up that graveyard. We got to fill up that exile zone right there. Bitter Triumph. Only 2 of them. We can discard or lose 3 life for it. We like this because it does specifically target planeswalkers. And I know it doesn't exile, but when you have it with Misery Shadows, it technically does. Now, here are other ways of getting the biggest exile aside from Bitter Triumph. We got to go with Anoint with Affliction. Great against aggro, okay? If exile target creature, if it has mana vanity 3 or less, you would be surprised at how many creatures you can pop with this. There's a lot of useful creatures that need to get exiled for 3 or less. Generally, we're never going to get its corrupted cost. I don't care. It's a common, and it's an instant for a 3-drop exile at instant speed. Extremely useful to slow down aggro, especially those exploding aggros. You know, it sucks that I have to play Sheltered by Ghosts and everything, but man, is it probably one of the best 2-drops in white right now, if not the best. 1 white and 1 enchant creature you control. When this aura enters, exile target non-land permanent opponent controls until this aura leaves the battlefield. So you get to exile somebody for 1 white and 1. If that's not good enough, the exiled creature, the enchanted creature, gets +1 and has lifelink and ward 2, which is insane. Very, very powerful magic stuff right there, man. Extremely aggressive, a lot of power on it. It's dangerous, and it fills up the exile. It gives you life gain, it gets power, and it makes the thing that you did hard to kill. Then here's the finisher. Here's the pièce de résistance. We were running this earlier, and it wasn't quite working, and then we put Rest in Peace in here, and this is what really did it. Right now, this is a super good anti-meta, okay? 1 white and 1 enchantment. When this enters, it's exile all graveyards. Ketramose basically says you need 7 or more for him to be enchanted or block. Rest in Peace usually can do that like on turn 3, on turn 4. If they're playing a card each turn or sacrificing or playing spells or whatever, and you are as well, you're playing removal, things have died, generally speaking, you could exile almost up to 7 cards immediately. Also, this completely ruins Reanimator. If they have no way to kill this when they're running Reanimator, the game is over. If they're running Dredge or Reanimator and you get Rest in Peace down, the game is over. They don't have any win con anymore. The only thing they can do is hard cast some of their stuff, and half the time the thing costs 9 or 7 or something like that, and you're going to kill them by then. So Rest in Peace is an incredibly good synergy card with Ketramose, and just a good current anti-meta card, all things considered. If anything would be put anywhere, exile it instead, which of course will feed into that as well. So let's talk about Ketramose, because this is the core of our deck right here. This is what we wanted. 1 black, 1 white, and 1 4/4 menace and lifelink, indestructible legendary creature, God. He cannot attack or block unless there are 7 more cards in exile. Okay, as you can see with all of these other cards, everyone has been trying to put stuff in exile. Smite, Peace, Ghost, Anoint, Misery Shadow, even Tiny Bones is trying to put things in exile to hit Ketramose. What is useful about him, and why we kind of like him so much, is that when 1 or more cards are put into exile from graveyards and or the battlefield, during your turn, you draw a card and you lose 1 life. So he will grant you Every time that something is exiled, he will grant you 1 card and you'll lose a life on it, which means that the card draw is just flowing into your hand. The more you exile, the more likely he's going to end up with a 4/4 Menace Lifelink Indestructible. He cannot be killed except by exile, you know, the Sunfall or any kind of other exile, but the board wipes aren't going to do anything, the direct removals aren't going to do anything, and when he can finally start attacking and blocking, things get bad for our opponent fast. The fun thing about him is I like to put Sheltered by Ghosts on him because that means that they can never kill him. They can only ever exile him to get the Sheltered back. If we put Shelter on like Forsaken Miner, well, Forsaken Miner, yeah, he'll get 2 ward, you know, or we put him on Misery Shadow and Misery Shadow will get 2 ward and he's a little bit more tricky to kill. Ketramose with Sheltered on is very, very hard to get rid of that Sheltered at that point. You're going to need exiles to do that or direct enchantment removal. So he is a really good target for that. And not only that, you play Sheltered, put it on him, he immediately gets to draw you an extra card as you go. So that is the whole point of this deck, is doing exile to draw that. Here we go with Corpses of the Lost. You know I was going to finish with this one. 1 black and 2. Goodbye Corpses. Skeletons you control get +1 and have haste. Good enough, right? Forsaken Miner, Tiny Bones, and the Stash Skeleton all get +1 and haste. But wait, there's more, like an infomercial. When this enchantment enters, create a 2/2 black pirate skeleton creature token. So he's gonna come as a 2/2. He's basically gonna be a 3/2 haste. At the beginning of your end step, if you descended this turn, which means that anything was put into your graveyard, put a permanent into your graveyard from anywhere, return this enchantment to its owner's hand and you can replay it. So not only are you aggroing with the skeletons, you're exiling everything they have and going in for a big card draw, explosive finish with life gain and all the other things, keeping them suppressed, putting aggro down range, drawing cards, and just generally being a big nuisance as your skeletons and everything else go to work and rip your opponent apart as they go. So that is the way that I'm running Ketramose. I'm not going to run Sunfall on this. You know me, I hate that card. So we're going to do it. We're going to do it the individual way. We're going to pick them off one by one, and we're going to frustrate with Rest in Peace. We're going to frustrate those Reanimator decks, which is really fun too. 4 plains, 9 swamps, 3 bleach bone, 3 caves of Koilos, 3 concealed courtyard. I'll throw in a restless fortress for the gain and drain. Why not? Throw one in for the memes as you were. As far as the stats are concerned, 13 creatures, skeletons, shades, gods, and rogues. God, rogues, shades, skeleton. Honestly, really good name for an album. Maybe my first EP will be called God, Rogue, Shade, Skeleton. I don't know yet. We'll find out. 10 instants, 15 enchantments, 23 lands altogether in a 2.0. Almost twice the amount of black than white right there. That's what we're looking at. As far as for my best of 3 boys, what do you think about that sideboard? Final Vengeance is not a bad one for more exile. Ruthless Negotiation is not a bad one for more exile, especially the flashback. You can play it later and draw a card off of it. I'm not mad at your Soul Partition. I'm not mad at your Ossification or your Exercise. For black, Blot Out is a good one that will force you to sacrifice. That'll force your opponent to sacrifice something big, and it gets exiled. And then I actually had this in the main deck for a while. You might see me play it once or twice in some of the early games before I swapped it out. Ancient Vendetta. I don't not know enough people are talking about this one. This is a new one that kind of flew under the radar from AETHERDRIFT. 1 black and 3. Choose a card name. Search target opponent's graveyard, hand, and library for up to 4 cards with that name and exile them. Then that player shuffles. Insane. Insanely powerful. If you know what your opponent is playing, if you already know their win con is going to be Herberisk's Forge, getting this off and removing all of them from the game is insanely cool. It also puts them into exile, which obviously Ketramose likes. You can just search Sunfall. I've done that, where I've just said, you know what, I don't want them to have Sunfalls anymore. On turn 4, no more Sunfall for the rest of the game. You're gone. You're good. You know, their win con is Jace, the Psychic, or whatever that thing is called. Jace, the Mind Sculptor, or whatever the hell that stupid mill card is. Get rid of all those out of the game. You're not winning with those anyways. So very, very cool stuff right there. Not a lot of people talk about it. For an uncommon, it's not bad. It's kind of like the end, but for any card. So great in best of 3, especially when you know what's coming. But if you're a best of 3, if you're a best of 1 guy, you can usually call the shot and call it out from there. So great synergy with Ketramose as well. That's what we're looking at. The Void. Here we go, guys. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Let's get into the game right here. We're going to be ranking up Diamond. We're still Diamond grinding. I've been lazy. I haven't been really grinding it on there, but we're going to start pushing. We got a couple of days left to push the big M. So leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Let's get into it. Mono red is boring and domain is really boring. Yeah, welcome to standard. Welcome to standard. Boom. I wish we had a more diverse field, but here we are. Listen, I like variety. I like brewing a lot of different decks. That's why I do what I do. I'm aware that fucking domain and mono red are really good. Like, I get it. It's not a fucking surprise to me, you know? Like, none of us are shocked, right? Like, are any of us like, oh my goodness, this was a fucking shocking turn of events that there was so much fucking whatever. Like, we all knew, right? We get it. We play this game. You're almost never gonna get those dark horse upset kind of decks anymore, which, you know, you kind of lose something with that, don't you? Let's do this. Go. Have I tried Gatekeeper of Malachi? I have. It's fine. Gatekeeper's fine. Exhaust. Let's do this then. Hit. Boom. Let's put down this guy. I know more and more people are playing it because it's like a 3-mana body that forces a sacrifice. It's good. I don't want every deck to be strong. I just want variety. I hear it's the spice of life. That's what I've heard, guys. I don't know if you've heard that, but I have. Xaverits, that's 100%. Meta should be aggro, mid-range, and control. The game is literally, they made a joke about it in the 90s. It's rock, paper, scissors. One is good at one is good at the other, and one is good at the other, and you have to kind of balance them. We fucked up the bell curve so backwards that there's aggro dead in 3 turns, or 50 fucking turn 1000 IQ. And I ran fucking against Bant decks 3 out of 6 times. So then there's that, you know. We'll see here. Boom. Let's do ghosts. Iridescent Vine Lasher. We're gonna go in. We're gonna hold steady because I feel like he's gonna punch me here. Oh yeah, he's running my deck. Jace, what exactly do you want us to say, Jace Face? What exactly do you want us to say, bro? You're talking about stuff. It's unclear as to what you want our reaction to be. You know, what do you want from us? I don't know. I don't know what you want, dude. Genuinely, what is it? What is it you're looking for here? You know, I couldn't tell you, man. I don't know. What do you want me to say? Okay, what do you want me to do about it? You're talking to my chat. That's the thing. You're talking to my chat, so it's obviously going to be relevant to what I'm doing. You want chat to engage with you. Is what you're that's what you're interested in. Is chat to give you feedback on what you're saying. Dude. Let's go in. Is he gonna double block? Pump. Boom, boom. There we go. Did you try Ketramose in a roll kind of build using him as Sheoldred? Yeah, I did, and it didn't really work that well. I tried working him in that one, and it didn't work that great. So I'm a bit wondering where I can go from there. Hey, what's up, Wanna Get Rowdy? Skeleton Rogue, Pump. Wiki L, how you doing, Wiki L? You need to, I mean, he's decent. He might suck. I'm not a good control player. I'm not like Mr. Exile, so you know. Yeah, that's my point, Zaveritz. That's my point, Zaveritz. Jace Face, I'm gonna be honest with you, dude. You're turning the mood real sour, bro. It's unclear what you want from us, bro. What do you want? You want us to all quit MTGA? What do you want us to do, man? You want us to all stage a mass protest? Yeah, I'm gonna write the governor. It's unclear as to what you're attempting to do, man. You're trying to tell us that it's rigged and it's fake. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. We don't have any proof. You've got your theories, I've got my theories. Hey, thank you for coming, Drew. Yeah, so there was a really great review, okay? If we're going back to what you said, Zaveritz, there was a really great review done by, Donkey, Video Game Donkey on YouTube. And he's talking about Elden Ring. And he was like, I love Elden Ring. I beat this game 4 times. I love it. It's an amazing game. And it bothers me, the more thing that, it bothers me that on Elden Ring, there's so many different builds, spells, weapons, Ash of War arts. There's so many different, there's an absolute plethora. There's a whole smorgasbord. There's all this kind of stuff that is available for you in this game. The problem is the difficulty of it forces everybody into the same 1 or 2 broken builds, because it's the only way that you're ever going to win or get anywhere against the higher end bosses. And the point is that that is kind of what the problem is that you have all of these different cards and varieties and builds and spells and fun legendaries and interactions. And what we end up with is, well, the cream of the crop is these two things that are very boring. And that's basically what you have to play if you want to go anywhere with it, is you have to just kind of, you're forced into those one or two same builds to ever kind of progress with your game. So that is kind of the same argument that I'm making with Magic, and I think that also that Xavert's just echoed. There's so many different fun things and interactions and stuff that you could be doing with Magic that it sucks that we're forced into the same one or two same exact kind of win cons. Thank you so much, Shane Hare. Thank you so much for the $2 and the membership. I duly appreciate it. Boom. Yeah, that it always forces you into the stealth archer. Yeah, you get the idea. You get the idea. We're one up, one down all the time with this one. Every competitive game is like that. In a way, yes. Every competitive game attempts to balance against that, I think, though. It is a problem with modern gaming, generally speaking. I think it's more prevalent in Magic than anywhere else. I think it's a bigger problem in Magic. But I don't know. It's a little bit disheartening, that's all. Yes, and I'm not asking for 1,000 viable builds, okay? I want to make that clear, too. I'm not saying there should be 50 ways to get to the GP, okay? We can have a couple of things, but the meta is particularly unhealthy right now. I feel like there should be a little bit more diversity of field. Counterspell? No. We're going to run them out here. We're going to go 12. This town ain't big enough. Very nice. Yeah, it's a good idea to bounce a card that gives me something when it enters. It's a good idea. Yeah, there should be 50 versions of Pixie. That's what I'm saying. There should be. Yeah, absolutely. That's the ideal situation for us. Is the 50 versions of Pixie. Urtai Resurrected. I knew he had some fuck-ass counterspell. I know your tricks, dude. You ain't fucking smart. Its opponent draws a card. We go in. You ain't slick. Boom, 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 boom. Nowhere to run. It's got blue. It's got the counterspell. Or is he going to bounce it? He's going to bounce it. We're gonna replay fucking corpses. Goodbye, corpses. You don't exist at all. Goodbye, corpses. Thank you so much, Shane here, by the way. Shane here, Rise and Knight. I think I've said. Welcome, Night Villain. Thank you for the $2 and the gifted membership to Storm Wickham. We had 2 knights tonight. That's good. I love to see a lot of knightings. Night villains. Yeah, there's a lot of versions of Pixie. Goodbye, corpses. Is he going to play a removal on here? Yeah, I mean, it's not the worst as it's ever been. I just wish there was a little bit more variety of field. I wish there was a little bit more opportunity to play with all the different tools that Magic has to offer you. That's really it. I'm not trying to shit on the game too much. That's part of the reason I love Artisan. Can I pivot to something positive? Bro, I would play so much Artisan. You have to have your shit high and tight for Artisan, then. You gotta have, you gotta absolutely know what the fuck you're doing. You can't not be fucking know what you're doing for Artisan to work. You have to use the cards, good cards, decent cards, honest, upstanding, work a day cards, uncommon and common. But man, you have to use you have to run the hell out of them. You have to be a good player. Nobody's coming to save you. You're not getting a mythic rare that's going to come save your ass every time. You're not sunfalling your way out of this one, you know. Pauper, I think, is a little bit too like low power. I know people really like the challenge. I think Artisan, there's like, it's that perfect balance. There's a couple of good cards, you know. There's uncommon cards that are solid, that are bangers, you know. And then there is, then there's other stuff, so. Let's do this. Let's do this. Boom. Let's see what he has to do here. And we thank you, Jace. Let's leave it for now. Can we do that? Can we leave it for right now? And move on to a different topic? How does that sound? We appreciate that. But we're going to move on to Artisan, talking about Artisan. Does that sound good? Deals 1 damage to me. Hawk 2. My turn. Let's put down Kentra Rose, the amazing. Okay. How about them Poison Angels? He's gonna swing. Goodbye, corpses. You don't exist at all. No more corpses. We're gonna take a big hit right there. Very nice. Okay. Enduring Innocence. Very nice. Who's going in? Who's coming in? Who's coming in? Someone's got to do it. Right? Oh, I pulled a fucking land. That's lame. Oh, another Enduring Innocence. Very nice. Good. Gonna go in. My turn. Another land. Fantastic. We love that. We're gonna go in again. Oh, I love Airborne Toxic Event. And it starts sometime around midnight. At least that's when you lose yourself for a minute or two. As you stand under the street light. Capture Rose, boom, boom. Very nice. Boom. I'm sorry, it won't let me pump more than one at once. I'm sorry. I know you're tired, but I had to do it to you, man. I had to lay it down. Corpses will tear us apart. That sounds like Night of the Living Dead. Alright, now we're getting a little bit of dirt in our fingernails here. We're getting a little dirt on the tires. We're getting a little mud on the brakes. Getting a little, we're getting a little whatever in our whatever. Let's open a pack real quick. Quick flash poll. Which one are we more excited about? We more excited about Tarkir or Final Fantasy? Go. Boom. Poll started. Oh, Asmaran, there was two correct answers and you got it wrong. That's amazing. Actually, the Space Opera set, I'm not going to lie, we haven't seen very much of it. We've only seen art, so I don't know what the cards are. But I'm actually pretty stoked for it. It looks fun. I'm not going to lie, it looks fun. It does look pretty cool. Thank you for following Rat Rack. Asmaran panicked. Oh, yeah, shout yourself out, Trax. Please. Please, Trax. Do it. Do it, Trax. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. Rat Racks. That sounds like something Scooby-Doo would say. Rutro, he's at the Rat Racks. Rate Rack. That boom, 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 boom. I want you in my room. We spend this night together, and now into forever. Boom, 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 boom. Let's go. Put the damage down. Pay 1 life, we're going to decline that. We're going to put down Chemtra and then hit him with the Rest in Peace. Because we don't want him to res everything. In Spanish, I say, Erocho Erochoractos. Erochoractos. Rakdos. R8 Rakdos. Por supuesto. Ooh, shelter. Who's getting sheltered here? Chemtra? Alright. We're gonna have to kill that guy. That sucks. We don't have enough removal for him. Yeah, Final Fantasy is going to be a blowout. Final Fantasy, people are going to buy Final Fantasy like you wouldn't fucking believe. It's going to be insane at how well that set does. It's going to be fucking gangbusters. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie, it's going to be fucking gangbusters. It's going to go sell 80 gajillion copies. Tarkir will do good. I'm actually really excited about Tarkir. And I think the space set could be very cool too. I'm not going to lie, I think it could be very cool. The space set could be a lot of fun. I don't think it's going to be bad. And I will fight anybody. You tell me, you let me know if somebody goes, this is stupid, Magic Cards doesn't have science fiction in it. You fucking tell me who's doing that. I will find them. I got all kind of crazy cards from the 90s with all kind of robots and gizmos on it and technology. Ain't no way that they're saying that shit, man. Fucking Magic has been a hodgepodge of everything forever. There have been so much... there has been so much technology and science fiction in Magic cards that it's not even fucking funny. Boom. Boom. Kentra Rose comes back. Alright, so we're gonna do... What do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom, boom. Misery Shadow, very nice. We'll do no attacks. Hasbro owns Care Bears, doesn't it? Essence Channeler, very nice. We love to channel Essence. Essence, wetness is the essence of moisture, and moisture is the essence of wetness. Okay. So let's do this. Let's do that. Please don't get a fucking Sheltered by Ghost. I'm gonna be really sad if you do. No, he got a Mistborns. He got a Mistborns. He got a Mistborns. Boo boo boo. You got a Mistborns. Very nice. He's going in for some reason. He's just gonna feed me life. That's good. I like getting fed life. We're gonna do this. Put that into the boo-boo hole right there. Do that. We're gonna do it again. Put that in the boo-boo hole. Boom. Put down Blue Bone Verge. And then we're gonna swing. 20. Very nice. Okay. I'd love to see some skeletons. You'd love to see some skeletons. This currently has Ward 6. It's not going to be easy to hit that card. I'll be honest, guys. It's not going to be easy. With the exception of Lord of the Rings, Universe Beyond have not usually come to Arena, Fallout, Doctor Who. Yes, every one of them will hit Arena. They'll hit Arena multiple times. We'll be able to say, Mr. President, a second Universes Beyond has hit Arena. It's going to be crazy. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. All right, let's do that. Due to copyright dispute, theoretically they would have secured a you know, broadcast license for all of them as well, because they don't want their own Grand Prix to get taken down because somebody does that. I wouldn't be surprised, Asmoran. I wouldn't be surprised if some bot somewhere goes like, that art is copyrighted. We own that. We're Hasbro. Or we're whoever, and then it happens. Genuinely wouldn't be shocked if that is something silly that happens. Boom. Boom. That get exiled. Draw a crab. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Ooh, get lost. Very nice. Okay. That's just going to increase the power of Ketramose, such as the power of Ketramose. Ajani's Pride Mate. Very nice. Game life. Game life. I remember when that one company copyright striked itself because its bot was so aggressive. Does anyone remember that? I do. Pepperidge Farm remembers. We're going to say discard a card. We're going to kill you. Discard that. That goes into the poop hole. Case of Infinity Glyph. Yes. Corpses of the Lost. Corpses of the Lost. Rest in Peace. We don't need another one of those. But we do need to go in. Down to that. We're at 20. Okay. There you go. Spider-Man, I'm a bit hesitant about Spider-Man just because it's modern. My biggest issue with Spider-Man, again, is that it's so modern. Spider-Man is, it feels a little weird to be seeing Manhattan in the Spider-Man, in the Magic the Gathering universe. That one rubs a little raw. I see Isengard, I see Rohan, I see fucking, Balumbo Gardens or Midgard City or something, or fucking Chocobos. That all kind of makes sense. And I just see fucking Manhattan full of taxicabs and subways. It's like, oh, we're skirting real hard to the edge here. I know we have multiversal shit, and I know they have powers, and there's high tech, and there's all kind of stuff. But like, it's in the United States. Like, almost, that's why I feel like almost DC would be the better choice, because DC has Metropolis and Gotham, which are already fantastic city. How do I feel when you see Cadia stand? I stand with it. The fucking planet broke before the guard did. Creed lives, by the way. Fallout is in that weird, you can't, there's no card that's like, oh, this is a familiar thing. Fallout is so removed. This is a modern city, like Manhattan exists. Manhattan doesn't exist in the Fallout world. It's gone. They destroyed it. it's all over with. Do you see what I mean? Like, it's a little bit over the line. I know that there's realistic things and there's guns and power armor, and that's kind of a little bit, you know, iffy. Yeah, but it was post-apocalyptic, so it was to the point where we were like past those things. Do you get what? Do you understand what I'm saying? And I'm not saying the Spider-Man deck would be bad. I actually think that it's probably going to be cool. I'm saying that it is right on the edge. Do you get what I'm saying? We're right on the fucking edge. Dark Souls, the From Software set would go so fucking hard. If they announce, that's gonna bankrupt me. I'm gonna be e-begging on Twitter. I'm gonna be like, please help. They released a Dark Souls set. I don't have any money left. I'm destitute. That's the full set that I would be like, I might need to full complete this. I may need to buy every one of these cards that's in fucking Dark Souls. If they released an Elden Ring is basically my favorite video game of all time, so. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, Dark Souls would go hard. Avatar, I watched the show. I watched the show as an adult. You know, maybe that wasn't the best introduction for it to me, because I kind of missed it. When it was on Nickelodeon, I was already kind of like a teenager, so I wasn't really like the target demographic yet. So I can't say that I was like a huge fan when I was a little kid, but it's cool, you know. Yeah, let's pray that they give us a Dark Souls set. Let us pray. Let's pay life. That's fine. He might come in with the protection. Okay, that's fine. Triggers. Boom. Pump. Well, there you go. All right. We really need a land. We need a mana here. Oh, he's got to go away. Yes, sirree, Bob. He's got to go bye-bye. Yeah, that's bad. That's real bad, folks. Yeah, that's real fucking bad. Okay. Let's put down Chemtra. Hope we don't get fucking destroyed here. I'm gonna risk it to get the biscuit. Boom. Listen, I mean, here's the thing. We understand that fucking the Final Fantasy deck is going to make $1 billion, right? We all understand this intrinsically in our hearts. The Final Fantasy set is going to make literally $1 bajillion. Exactly that many dollars. 1 bajillion. And it's going to be a big deal. Like that's gonna be a big, it's gonna be a big pizza pie, you know. They're not gonna be discouraged from it, from doing Universes Beyond. And you know, if a lot of people feel like this is the off ramp for me, I have to get off now. I can't do any more of this, whatever this is, anymore. And you know what? Fair enough. Fair enough. If Universes Beyond is your off ramp, fair enough, my dude. He's gonna Shard Mages it. That's the end of us right there, guys. Yep, that's the Cactar. The 9999 thing is a Final Fantasy meme as well, so you have that going for it. 9999. Yeah. Boop, 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 boop. Ops goes first, and I got... this is not horrible. I need a white mana, but I'll try it. I'll try it, guys. Sure. Why not? No, because 999 is not a meme. 9999 is. Back in the Final Fantasy 1, the integers couldn't display higher than whatchamacallit, than 4. So if you did 10,000 damage or 20,000 damage, it would max you at 9999. And that stayed with every Final Fantasy game. Spiteful Hex Mage. This is Beans. This is Beans, by the way. I'm sorry, not Beans, Bounce. My brain. You have to understand, guys. My ancient, rotting brain couldn't figure out the right words. Alright, he's going to bounce. Boom. We're going to put Limbo of the Lost. Go in. Let's see where that whatchamacallit comes in. What's that stupid card called? Town ain't big enough. Going in. To tab. To tab Saskatagap. To tab Saskatagap. Gonna bounce him back. Tap. Stun. The #1 stunner. So we'll put a stash to Skellington. And then we'll say, boom. He'll try to bounce back that token, which is fine. We want him to, because he wastes a lot of money doing that. He wastes a lot of money doing that. He's going to go for it. Yeah, there you go. Waste your turn doing that. There you go, man. Ninjas get +1. Ketramose, Herald of the New Dawn. Keeper of the New Order. Discrad a Crad. That one is what I will discrad. For my Crads. I'm going with you. Do we want to pay one? Yeah, we'll hold it back. Hey, Shane here for the $5. Shane, all right, Jay, it's 2:30 a.m. here Eastern Time. I got to go home. Glad to finally be a part. Thank you so much, Shane here. I do appreciate it, my guy. Thank you for coming by. Glad to finally be a night. Well, yeah, you get exclusive videos. Secret channel member videos. I don't know if you know that or not. He's going to He's going to big enough. We're going to do that. Can he do 6 damage immediately? I don't know. I don't know if he can, guys. He's going to do nowhere to run. Okay. Boom. What's he going to run here? Return a permanent to its owner's hand. He's going to do this. I'll do that. I'll do that. We have to get rid of Ketramose, but However, we activate this. This is where my super elite J-Villain skills come into play here, guys. We get Case of the Stash Skellington. We play Case of the Stash Skellington, which now has Menace and Haste, and we hit him. Just like that. Just like that. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Take that, Fairy Bounce. I don't think it's going to get better than that, folks. I don't think we're going to stack up better than that hit right there. That was a beautiful play right there. That was the juke and dupe at 1. I would have gotten the achievement if I already hadn't gotten it, which is great. So, we did a Ketramose Skeletons. We did God Bones. Yeah, God Bones, or the Void. I like it, guys. I had a fun time with it. It took a little bit while to just fine-tune it, but we did finally hit a really good pace with it, building off of the bones, no pun intended, of Skeletons, and then going from there, and getting the Ketramose card draw and other things like that. So that's a lot of fun. So, yeah, we'll see you in the next one, folks. This is not the end of the stream. It's just the end of the video. I've been J-Villain, and you've been great. Bye-bye.